Welcome to the Real versus the Fake. I'm Brady, a 15-year-old goalkeeper for the U15 team at Sporting Kansas City. I'm super pumped for today's episode because I have a special guest joining me. He's a talented goalkeeper for FC Cincinnati. Please welcome Alex.
What's up?
Alex, thanks for being here. Let's get into these questions.
All right.
First off, what inspired you to become a goalkeeper for Cincinnati? And can you tell us a bit about your journey and how long you've been with the club?
So I've been at Cincinnati 1 year. Um, uh, what inspired me to become a goalkeeper? From a young age, I was like, I want to be the best I can, and I'm driven by my goals. So being on the U20 World Cup team is my dream, and I like push myself every day to be on that team.
Nice. So you say you were driven by your goals. What are some of your goals that you are driving towards
I want to be
besides
the
being U20 national
Yeah,
team?
I want to be the best goalie I can and like the best in the world, and I want to play professionally in Europe.
Nice. Any
Yeah.
specific teams or you just want to play overseas?
I want to play for me at Real Madrid.
Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Did you ever look up to any Real Madrid keepers?
Courtois, I look up to a lot. He's one of my favorites, but other than him, no.
Is there like a specific reason why you look up to him? Like, is there any standout features that you like about him?
He's had a lot of achievements, and I admire those achievements. But it's not really just Courtois. It's like any professional keeper I look up to. Like anyone who has the title of professional keeper, I like give my attention to, and I think it's very cool that they're professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preparing for a game is crucial. Can you walk us through your pregame routine? And do you have any specific rituals? And what's on your playlist before you step onto the field?
So my pregame like routine starts the night before. I think it's all about like what you eat and the amount of sleep you get. So I eat very well. In the morning is the most important meal, so I eat a lot. And then when we get to the field, on the way to the field, I listen to some music like motivational, like David Goggins, like I'm locked in. And then at the field, we go through just regular like handling and regular like goalie warm up stuff.
Nice. So, on a previous interview I had with a friend of yours, Maverick from Portland, he
Yeah.
said that he was on his team's aux to play all the songs and stuff. Now, do your teammates trust you, or are you on aux for your team for all the songs and stuff?
I am definitely not on aux. Nobody really likes my music taste on my team, so I definitely do have permission.
Now, what is your music taste?
Ooh, I like some Miley Cyrus is up there. I like give me a little bit of Katy Perry. But yeah, those are like my favorites.
Okay, I've never heard that one before, so that's a bit interesting, Alex.
Thank you.
Mistakes are a part of the game. When you make a mistake during a match, what techniques do you use to shake it off and stay focused?
Like from a young age, I used to get let like if I let a goal in, I used to be like super like emotional about it. But I learned over time, like if you stay emotional, then you're gonna not perform well in the game. So if let's say I let it go in, I just go over to the side, pour some water on my face, just get ready for the next one.
Yeah, from a personal standpoint, I was definitely emotional in my younger years when I got scored on. It was just like I feel like the feeling of disappointing, like being disappointed in myself and letting my team down, just made me emotional, and I was a little bit upset from it. Was that you as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. As goalkeepers, we often feel a lot of pressure. How do you cope with tough loss, and what strategies do you use to bounce back?
So luckily, my team is pretty good. We only lost 3 times in the fall, so I didn't really have to deal with losses too much. But when we did lose, I used it for motivation, and I wanted to get better. Like after I lost, I was like, dang. So I wanted to like get in the gym every day, and I just wanted to prove to everybody that I'm not going to lose again.
Yeah. So, in the past, have there been any significant losses that you have faced, like losing in a final or building up to a final in a tournament, like a semifinal? Like, have you gone through any tough losses like that?
Yeah, last year there's a national academy final. When I played for FC United, we lost in PKs and
Oh, that's
end, so it was
tough.
pretty tough. Yeah.
Was it an intense game? What was the game looking like? Can you give us, if you remember, can you give us a little bit of details about the game and what it was going on through?
So we scored early, and it was 1-0 most of the game. At the like very, I'd say 86th minute, I let one in off a corner, and it was like tough. So I was like, we didn't have much time left, so I was trying to get the team going, and we ended up drawing and go to PKs, and the ending on PKs was 4-2, I think.
And were you able to bounce back very quickly after, or did it take you a little bit to recover from it?
It took me a little bit to recover from it because we had like a little break after the. So it was like all I was thinking about. We had a break after, and after that, I was locked in. After that, for the other games that were coming up.
Okay. Every athlete makes sacrifices to pursue their dreams. Can you share some sacrifices you've made both on and off the field to become a goalkeeper at FC Cincinnati?
Yeah. So last year I started at FC United. I drove round trip 3 hours every day to practice. Um, so it took like opportunities like for normal high school kid stuff. Like I couldn't go to high school or football games or anything. But now I moved to Cincinnati in an apartment with my mom. So, moving across, the Midwest was pretty different.
Yeah. I also remember when I used to live back in Virginia, we had to travel a good amount of ways to practice. How dedicated were you to that team that you were playing for, and how were some of those sacrifices like making you feel not only personally, but how did it make your friends feel knowing that you were skipping out on some stuff?
I think my friends from school were definitely like a little bit bummed out, but I knew what I was doing was right and for my career, and so I just wanted to, you know, do the best I can to like keep both friendships from soccer and school.
Yeah. Are you currently making any sacrifices that maybe not even your friends, but also your family are maybe a bit disappointed about, but they know what's best for you? Are there any sacrifices that you're currently making like that?
Yeah, being away from my sister and my dad in Chicago is tough because I'm originally from Chicago, and it's just tough to not be able to see him as much. So it's definitely a big sacrifice for me.
100%. Before we dive back into the questions, I want to take a moment to introduce you to our amazing sponsor, Find the Good. They are an amazing clothing brand that finds the positive and focuses on what's important about mental health. If you love our conversations about the way we stay positive and encourage constructive mental health, you'll absolutely resonate with what they're all about. Find the Good is dedicated to spreading positivity and encouraging us all to see the silver linings in every situation. Their inspiring content, clothing, and community reminds us that even in challenging times, there's always something to be grateful for. So if you're looking to brighten your day and connect with like-minded individuals, head over to Find the Good. Let's all join in the movement of positivity together. Now back to the show. Throughout your time at Cincinnati, have you faced any significant challenges or obstacles, and have injuries impacted your journey at all?
Luckily, I haven't had any injuries hurt me at all or keep me from playing, which is very fortunate. And I go in the gym every day, which helps from injury prevention. And like I go to this place where I'm from. It's called Movement Fitness, and it really helps with like ACL, MCL, meniscus like protection, and it's helped me a lot.
Do you do any specific recovery for your fingers? Because here at SKC, before training every day, we're given a packet and we use rice bucket method to strengthen our fingers to prevent breaks or jams. Do you have any specific methods or techniques you use before training to prevent those injuries?
I tape every day for training. I tape my fingers and my wrists. We don't do any rice. Uh, jam fingers. I've never heard of that, but I tape every day and just it helps me. I don't know, and maybe it's more. I don't know. I tape a lot, so I feel like it definitely helps without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, were you ever a fan of finger saves going back on the tape? Because I know taping is a lot of work to do every day, and that's a lot of resources, and it's a lot of work to do to tape your fingers before training every day. So, what's your opinion on finger saves?
I'm not a big fan anymore, but when I was a kid, I was like, these are tough. So I wear them every day. I have like the gloves. When I was a kid, I wore gloves with like Velcro, so you could take them out. But so yeah, but not anymore, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. Um, Now going back on some challenges and obstacles that you've had to face. Going back to Fest, which wasn't that long ago, you made a big time double save that you posted on Instagram. Can you bring us back to that moment and what you were thinking during that save?
Okay, so it came in from a cross, right? And I always I drop back like away, and I drop back on my line. He headed it to the floor, and my defender he got like head tapped, so I was like, oh shoot, and then I like moved to the side and like I'm not centered, but like I'm in a good enough spot where I could like make a save, and it's like a huge. It turns out to be a huge extension dive, and I move my feet perfectly, and luckily, it was offside. Like I didn't want to make it like look like it was offside, but it was offside. But I made the second save, just in case. So
Now, knowing from experience, making saves that are overwhelming and kind of happen super fast in the moment, how were you feeling after you made the save? Because I'm a little hyperventilating and trying to catch my breath after making big
yeah,
saves from knowing what had just happened. So, how were you feeling after you had made that save?
I was like I felt like I was so like amazed. Like I was like crazy happy. I was like excited. I was like screaming. It just gives me more like motivation. Like if I hear like the kids behind me, like from the other team, like tell me they're like saying like their reaction to the save, it just like keeps helps me keep going. It like give me more confidence.
Yeah, even from the parents as well with what they say, also keeps you like it kind of gives you the thought that you just made a big time moment.
Yeah.
Besides Courtois, who are some of the goalkeepers or players you look up to and how do they influence your game?
Yeah, so like I said, every professional that has like a pro contract and somewhere has my respect and I like admire them because like being a professional is like hard. So I just look up to anyone who's a professional, really.
Is there a certain player that you think your technique or play style is really similar to?
I'd say not off the top of my head, but I know there's a couple out there that are pretty quick because I feel like I'm a fast goalkeeper, call fast off my line. So I'm sure there's a couple goalies out there that are also similar.
Yeah. I can't think of a goalkeeper with attributes that are really fast off their line. You don't, especially in the pros, you don't see it very often where they're totally sweeping off their line to come and clear the ball.
Yeah.
How do you build chemistry with your defenders and communicate efficiently with them during training and in games?
So I think learning from like who they are and how they take communication, like some people can't take like getting yelled at and being yelled at or talked to that way. And some people you have to like take to the side to talk to them like on one instead in front of everybody because everyone handles stuff differently. And just learning who they are and like what kind of person they are helps a lot.
That's great. That's really good. Um, would you say that your bond and connection between your defenders is like really strong? It's like struggling or it's weak and needs to be improved on?
I think it's super strong, super strong. We're like great friends, talk outside of training, inside training, outside soccer, inside soccer, all the time.
That's great. I feel like that's probably one of the most important connections that are on the field. If you don't have a good bond between you and your defenders, it's going to be really hard to communicate and everything's going to look uncoordinated and it's not a good thing to have a bad relationship with your defenders.
Right.
Looking ahead, what are your goals for this season and beyond? And are there any specific achievements you're aiming for either personally or as a team?
Yeah, so I want to win as many games as I can, win MLS Cup, win GA Cup, and I want to, like I said, win the U20 World Cup and be a professional goalkeeper.
Okay. Um What achievements do you think you and your team are gonna have to do before reaching those? Like little achievements, like little things of motivation for you and your team to keep pushing forward to reach those goals.
I think all of us are gonna have to like work individually on our technique and skills, so like we don't make small mistakes as much, and all the small mistakes add up to big ones. And I think that if we clean up the small mistakes, then everything will look better, much cleaner on the field.
Okay. Lastly, what advice would you give to young goalkeepers aspiring to make it into a competitive environment like MLS next?
I think all young goalkeepers should learn everything they can from their coaches, everything they can before they, move or move clubs or go somewhere else. Because taking information from all your coaches is very important. You could like develop your own like style of play from like all your coaches and just become a better goalkeeper.
Yeah. So the main thing is to try and be coachable and understand as much as you can from who's telling you and what they're trying to correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you want to end it off on?
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Alex, for joining me on the Real versus the Fake. It was great to hear your insights and experience, and I wish you all the best this upcoming season. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes where we'll explore the world of soccer from a player's perspective.
Thank you.